There's no Ghanaian company on our stock exchange in South Africa. None. And you can prove me wrong if you have the information. As a visitor's visa, that means South Africa, you can enter visa free and you get 90 days because that's the relationship we have with Ghana. And you have 90 days in South Africa as a visitor. Now, at what point do you decide that on a visitor's visa, I'm going to open a business? I'm going to buy immovable property. I'm going to have children. Open a school? As a Ghanaian, you open a school when your education system ranked number 13 on the African continent and South Africa number 3. That part made me laugh. That part was so hilarious. You as Ghana ranking not even in the top 10. You are beaten by Eswatini. You are beaten by Lesotho, Namibia. You are nowhere featured in the top 10 as best education systems on the continent. And y'all open schools here on a visitor's visa? And on top of that, do you think our Department of Education is just going to say, oh yeah, please have a school in South Africa as a visiting Ghanaian? That sounds funny, don't you think? But anyways, y'all are hilarious. With a visitor's visa, you open businesses. That means you bypassed. This is the part where you are criminals. You bypass the requirements in the Immigration Act of this country. And I've already told you what's required of you in order to run a business in South Africa, not in a visitor's visa. So your Minister of Foreign Affairs, who's by the way lying to you guys that we are going to take South Africa to court and they need to pay compensation. If you got property, that you cannot buy immovable property in South Africa as a visitor. And on top of that, even if you were legally here, you are not here permanently to be buying irremovable properties. On a business visa, you still have to serve your time, maybe like 5 years. And if you are interested in becoming naturalized South African, then yeah, you become eligible. And once you've been accepted as a naturalized South African, that's when you start buying immovable properties. You know why? Because you're permanently here. Kind of makes sense, don't you think? So I don't know how you guys run your country up there in Ghana. Here, we got systems that need to be followed. And your minister, and that is what I'm saying to you, he is lying to those people and together to Ghanaians. And I see Ghanaians are feeling very good about themselves that we are going to take South Africa to court and get compensation for all the losses that those people that were repatriated are going to be paid back on illegality. You got to be kidding me. You guys thrive on illegality. It's quite clear in West Africa, the rule of law does not exist. And I always thought that it was Nigerians that hated the rule of law. But turns out Ghana too. Your leaders are exposing you guys. Your leaders are exposing Ghana that the rule of law does not apply. And because it does not apply in Ghana, they think it doesn't apply elsewhere. Do you see this case? They already lost it at application. No court of law in this country would listen to such crap. It doesn't matter which court you go to. You can go to ICJ for all you want, but ICJ will look at our laws and then look at those Ghanaians that will be registering, filling up that form. Did they follow South African immigration laws for them to open businesses and buy property in South Africa? And if they cannot produce these certificates and all the other stuff that will be required of them, they will not even get a hearing in that international court. Not a single hearing. Not a single hearing. So the second thing that does not look right about this gathering of the Minister of Foreign Affairs in Ghana, Mr. Ablakwa, why would business owners be repatriated? How come they don't have money to buy their own tickets back home? Because I can tell you one thing. When a Ghanaian in South Africa starts a business and becomes successful, they fly first class back to Ghana, back and forth to South Africa. Whether they followed the immigration laws, remember I told you that many, and I believe the majority of Ghanaians that are here in South Africa, they are here illegally. And those businesses that they opened and they are thriving in, they did not follow our immigration laws, which also includes the 5 million rand investment into the South African economy. They did not do that. They are successful, but they are still able to fly back and forth between South Africa and Ghana. And we deliberately look the other way because, like I said, we've always loved Ghanaians until you guys showed us your true colors. And you continue to showing us your true colors. As a Ghanaian listening to this video, you've got to admit that your government is bought. Your government was given brown envelope to target South Africa. And we know why we are being targeted, by the way. If you don't know, do some little bit of digging. Is not real, is on our neck, and thinks that Ghana, when they look at the African continent, which powerful African countries apart from South Africa that we can use to destroy South Africa? And it so happens that Ghana was the chosen one. There are consequences for that. Oh, there are consequences for that. It's not to your best interest, Ghanaians. I'm telling you right now. Mark this video. Mark this video. One day you guys will be crying to South Africa. One day. Yeah, you're gonna laugh and mock me and say everything you want to say. I will also mark your comments and I will throw them at your face. You need to get rid of this government. And it's quite funny how you brought a man that failed you in the first place and you voted, I think it was, I forgot what his name was, the previous president. And then you were like, Myanmar he did not beat us enough. He did not abuse us enough. He did not cause us enough pain. Let's bring him back. That goes to show something isn't ticking up here. When you had an opportunity to test somebody else and see if they had a better strategy for Ghana to thrive. Instead, under Myanmar, Ghanaians still came to South Africa for greener pastures. Ask yourself why. So, hey, you have the right to approach our courts. That's our law. And you have a right to produce evidence to all the stuff that your Minister of Foreign Affairs was talking about. And good luck with that. But I'm telling you right now, you're not going to win a case based on people that built lives on a visitor's visa. And on top of that, they still overstayed their welcome. No court in this country will defy its own immigration law. None. No court in this country will listen to such crap. Because it is crap. I'm sorry to tell you. And those people, they better produce those documents. All the documents that are relevant to win this case of compensation or a lawsuit, whatever it is that you call it. I think Ghana needs to sit down and have an introspection. Hey, there are Ghanaians that I still love, and they do agree with me with everything that I say, both in South Africa and in Ghana. You who is emotional because you are used to anarchy, you are used to lack of accountability and responsibility, you are the one that is going to attack me. And go ahead, by the way, you just keep exposing yourselves as a nation because you elected these leaders. The leaders that you elect, they reflect you. So it will not be a surprise. Anyways, I thought, hey, let's close this Sunday with this video because I was minding my own business after the last one with Ronald Lamula. And then boom, comes the Minister of Foreign Affairs in Ghana. And I was like, sir, South Africa is not a banana republic. We got the rule of law here. And you're going to have to exploit the rule of law of South Africa to win the case that you are going to be lodging. And we look forward to it. Bring it on. See you guys later. Goodbye.
Hello everyone, welcome back. So you all know Ghanaians are taking South Africans to court. According to them, they said South Africans need to pay compensation for all the people that was beaten, all Ghanaians that was beaten in South Africa. Guys, I really don't understand what is happening. I'm not saying if there was violence, yes, South African government needs to pay, but Ghanaian government, I also hope you have proof and evidence that South Africans did that and that your people were in South Africa legally, because South African government will not take charge of illegal foreigners. How did you let your people out of your country into someone else's country illegally? Is that not a crime? Is that not a criminal act? Guys, I'm just asking. I don't know much about laws, but entering someone country illegally and hold those people responsible for whatever happened to you in that country, is that something you should really come out and say? When Ghanaians were protesting here that Nigerians should leave, and so many Nigerians left Ghana overnight, nobody went and reported that man, or nobody took them to court for being xenophobic. But immediately, you people have something that has to do with South Africa. You people will take it left and right, dragging South Africa up and down. Is this being fair to South Africa? When South African came here saying people are taking over their jobs, these people are committing crime in our country. Why didn't you look for those people committing crime and take them to court? No. Now that South Africans have had it up to here, they cannot take it anymore. They start taking laws into their hands, which I'm not saying it's okay to take laws into your hands, South Africans, please. Please, my Sabonanis, don't take laws into your hands, okay? Stay away from violence. I know this protest has always been about peaceful protest and it should continue like that. Anyways, guys, I don't have much to say about this video. You people know it all. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do it, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.